Last time, we covered how sensitive people can continue thinking clearly, even in the face of dogma. But once we've gathered our honest thoughts, how do we give them the order and the tact so that others can hear and respect them as much as possible? I'm Dana Hicks, a licensed clinical mental health counselor, and I have 6 tips to ensure your honest opinions land well. Tip number 1 is surround yourself with your ideal thinking conditions. So an example might be you do your best thinking in total silence with the door shut so you don't see or hear anyone, with the walls bare and a diffuser going with lavender scent and the temperature set at a cool 50 degrees and plenty of days to contemplate one thing. So once you have the answers to all those specifics, figure out how you can surround yourself with them and get there. That is tip number 1. Tip 2 is journal your summary of the other party's statement, allowing room for correction. So write down your version of what you heard the other party say and follow it up with a question like, am I hearing that right? So by asking them if you got it right, you are not only giving them ownership in the conversation, you're also humbling yourself in front of them by admitting that you might not have gotten it right. And you are clarifying what the issue actually is. So an example of this might sound like this. What I hear you saying is that you're tired of breathing secondhand smoke every time you enter the office building. And your solution to this is to ban all smoking within a mile radius of the building. Am I hearing you correctly? Tip 3 is validating any thoughts and feelings. So that means no matter what you are thinking and feeling, you're able to remove yourself from that for a minute to notice correctly what they are thinking and feeling. And you're able to communicate to them that based on their perception of things, you are able to see how they logically would feel the way that they actually do. This not only puts them at ease and helps them trust that you do have their best interest in mind, but it also clears space in their heads so that they can actually focus on what you have to say. So an example of validating thoughts and feelings might sound like this. It sounds like walking past your smoking coworkers as you enter your place of business every day makes you feel forced to subject your lungs to secondhand smoke in order to make a living. I can see how you would feel angry and annoyed by that. Tip 4 is write down your thoughts and feelings about the subject. So start with the parts of their argument that you agree with, followed by your concerns about what they actually suggested. So an example might sound like this. I agree. You should be able to enter your place of work without having to smell cigarette smoke. However, just like you want a choice to not be bombarded by smoke every time you enter your workplace, your smoking coworkers would also like a choice to be able to smoke within relative distance of the building without having to drive out of the way to do it. And I would imagine this inconvenience would result in them being perturbed with you, which would create friction in the workplace, and then nobody is able to work as best they can. Tip 5 is consider possibilities that accommodate all concerns. So just brainstorm different solutions that are less invasive but respectful and convenient enough for all parties. So an example might be, I thought about this, and what if we designate a smoking area that is far enough away from the main entrance that it won't bother you when you enter? Tip 6 is put it all together. So take your best answers from the previous tips and put them all together in order of reflecting, validating, agreeing, and then your concerns about what they're proposing, and then alternate options of, hey, this might work better. Once you have all your best answers in order, take this final draft with you as a reference when you speak your truth in person. To wrap up, having even the smallest disagreement with others can be nerve-wracking and very awkward for sensitive people. But speaking your truth does not have to be all or nothing or even offensive. The tips in this video help you formulate an honest, compassionate, and overall helpful response to even the most dogmatic opinions. Stay tuned for next time on reining in those nerves as you actually speak your truth. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe below with no strings attached.